Hey everyone, Chris here. Welcome to the Home Solutions channel. Today we wanted to talk about the window measuring process and specifically what that process looks like with Southwest Exteriors. To get the full scoop, I'm here at a window tech measurement with Josh from Southwest Exteriors, and he's going to walk me through a couple different window types and what that measurement looks like. To get everyone caught up before we go on in and catch up with him, where we are in the process looks like this. These windows have already been measured once during the design consultant appointment. So now Josh is coming out here to do a second measurement to ensure accuracy, to make sure everything looks good from ordering to installation and beyond. So that's where we are. So now we're gonna head on inside, and what we're gonna look at here is 3 window types that he's gonna measure for us and do a demo. The first one is your basic square window, just perfect. This is how you measure a window. The second window is actually in a shower and has some tile around it, and the third type of window is going to be a hexagonal window, so it's got a little bit of a shape, not your perfect square. So he's gonna walk us through what that process looks like. So let's head on inside and see what we got. So the first thing Josh is going to do here is he's going to measure the width in 3 places right up against the sheetrock or the drywall right around the windowsill to assure an accurate measurement.
58 3/4.
Width in 3 places?
Yeah, so the width in 3 places, and then on this one it might even be 4 spots. At the minimum will be here. So right now there I am tight. I am at 34 3/4 tight there. 34 3/4 tight there. And this other end is going to be actually over 34, actually a little bit under. It's like 34 5/8 there. So I'm going to back it down to about 30, I'm going to tell Jim 34 3/8. And that will give us the ability to move the window, put shims under it, move it around back and forth, actually get this piece to slide back and forth. The thing about this, and this will be a good example of pre-existing conditions, stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my company cam picture here. There's a cracked piece of tile here already, and that way I do go ahead and document it just for everybody's on the same page beforehand. To be sure that we kind of do that. So I kind of look, tap, be sure that these aren't loose, be sure that all these tiles aren't going to be something that's going to cause a problem for us to get them out of there. I also double check with the client, kind of be sure that on the off chance they might have some extra tile in their bathroom or in their garage somewhere, like, hey, we're not planning on cracking this thing, but we do notice there is some pre-existing damage already, and just to kind of let them know. So I'm going to go ahead and measure this the same way that I would measure the other ones between these. But what's going to happen is these are going to be wildly varying because the tile, I can tell, aren't going to be all that square. So my bottom measurement is going to be 34 inches, Jim.
34 even?
34 even.
Okay.
And then my height here in the corner is going to be, so there's 21 and almost 7/8, down to 3/4, down to almost a half. So we're going to go with 21 and a half, Jim.
Got it.
But this measurement over here is actually almost close to 22, so we're going to have a pretty good size difference between these, but we'll square them all up and do all that. So the other thing that we're also going to do is, because this is in a wet area, these both panels are going to have to be tempered glass.
All glass in any bathroom or wet area, such as showers, bathtubs, hot tubs, etc., should be made of a tempered glass or safety glass if the bottom edge is less than 60 inches above the walkway or standing surface and within 60 inches of water.
So when you're doing this, technically we're right about 60-ish. So if it's going to be in a wet area, sometimes we have to temper it. It's kind of right at, I don't know, it's 59 and a half, Jim?
Yeah, but with
60.
it won't be.
Yeah, so should be good. So basically what we're going to have to do is, depending on where the window's at in the bathroom, sometimes we have to temper them, sometimes we don't, depending on how close they are to the tub and to the wet area. we're gonna go with the standard width on both of these as well. So once again, I'm gonna pull tight from sheetrock to sheetrock, and then I'm gonna back off 1/4 inch in several different spots just to be sure it doesn't vary. And if it does vary, once again, it is, you know, taking the widest one we can get in there without having a rub and touch. So 19 3/8. Then what we call the legs, which is going to be, there's going to be a tall leg and a short leg on this. So I'm going to go with the tall leg first is going to be 36 5/8. And the short leg is going to be 28 1/2. And once again, that's tight minus the 1/4 inch. That gives just a little bit of play to be able to maneuver it in and out of there.
So they'll just cut the glass at the slope that starts on one and ends at the other. You don't need to do a middle one.
Well, if the glass was going to have any kind of a curve to it, then we do take the middle. I don't think this home's going to have that option as far as showing you, but yeah, if we're going to have 2 equal legs and a curve and an arch and stuff like that, then we will take a middle one.
But this is a straight line.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah, the math does itself once we know exactly what the 2 legs are.
All right. There's a lot of great information, and I want to thank Josh from Southwest Exteriors for taking the time to show us a few examples and walk us through on what a window measurement looks like. If you want more information on the window buying process, make sure you check out the link down below. It leads to an article about what a window installation looks like. I want to thank you for stopping by the Home Solutions channel, where we just want you to have the look you love coming home to. Take it easy. If you want more home solutions, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. You can also leave a comment below if you have any other questions. We'd love to hear from you.